A man gently entered his girlfriend's room. Just when his girlfriend was taking a shower, she even invited him to shower with her. But the pants are only half off. He stopped. "No, I can't take my shoes off." After saying that, he turned to leave, make his girlfriend angry. This young man was Max, a shoemaker. Before putting the shoe on, his real face is like this. A few days ago, while fixing shoes, the sewing machine was unfortunately damaged, so he had to go downstairs to use the family's heirloom sewing machine. After finishing work, he couldn't help it, so he put on the shoes. He just raised his head, has transformed into the owner of those shoes. Mac hurriedly took off those shoes. Immediately, he returned to his original form. Then he put it back on, turned into that man again, bared his teeth. This guy is so rich. After calming down, Max just realized the family's sewing machine has magic. He begins to pull out the shoes customers leave behind, go to the sewing machine and watch for a while. After that, he try out all the shoes he has. Silver-haired old man. Someone died long ago. Even there are also gender flexibility. To prove this is not a joke, Max decided to find a verifier. He ran past the barber shop next door to see. It didn't seem like a joke. Max was as excited as a child. Fence it forward. He started a human life with thousands of faces. He wore a pair of shoes made in China. Then run to the plaza to exercise. He goes out to eat and doesn't want to pay, so he go to the toilet. Then change to another shoe. Makes the waiter think he just met a ghost. Wearing children's shoes. Everyone's childhood seems to be the same. Seeing a billionaire handing a car to the driver, he immediately followed to the billionaire's house. Used the identity of others to steal the billionaire's shoes. Experienced the speed of the rich. That night, Max went home. The old mother is still waiting for him. Her health is not good. She often forgets things. She is Max's only relative. Since Max was very young, his father left without saying goodbye. There is no news of him. But even so, every time his mother got sick, she would also consider Max his father. Max asked her mother's wish. One last meal with his dad. Max searched for the shoes his father had left behind. Live for 30 years. Max can't do anything for his mother yet. Now the opportunity comes. That evening, his mother made up very meticulously, sitting in the living room waiting for her lover. The door opened, her eyes widened, as if she couldn't believe what she saw. "Where have you been all those years?" "I buy the thing you like to eat the most." That night, she was really happy. The next morning, she calmly left this world. Losing his mother, Max was deeply miserable. But Jimmy, the owner of the barber shop beside him, was extremely warm. He was always with Max. A hoodlum comes to his shoe store. He was deeply dissatisfied with the fact that a few days ago Max hadn't opened his store. Makes him unable to get his shoes on time. Max gently stated the reason, but this hoodlum wouldn't let this go. He disrespects the person who passed away, says it all with offensive words. Max was bumped into the pain. Apparently the hoodlum knew his mother had passed away, but he still doesn't know his limits. At this point, naturally hot-tempered, Max couldn't resist. Get the excuse he didn't have the ballot. Refused to return the shoes to the hoodlum. The hoodlum was so angry. In the end, he still had to give up empty-handed. Worried that he will return to revenge, Max carried his all-shoe bag, wrapped around his neck a characteristic red scarf. He goes while changing shoes. Get different status to follow the hoodlum. Wait for him to leave the house. Max put on his shoes, transformed into his form to enter the house. He just wanted to steal something to piss him off. Unexpectedly, he found a pile of weapons. Not careful, he shot his hand. When Max woke up, he wants to wear the gangster's shoes to get out of here, but just pushed the door. Someone is exactly like him. The hoodlum still doesn't know what happened. He went ahead and beat Max. Max pulled out the stun gun to reverse the situation. Then tied the hoodlum. Then turned into another person to question him. There's nothing to be afraid of a little kid. Okay, not scared. Max went out. Another comes in. The hoodlum is scared. He just had to say where his precious watches were. At this time, two of the thugs came to the house. Say they have a big do. Max found it fun. Immediately took the status of a hoodlum who went with the other two. They brought Max to meet a boss. The boss handed Max a bundle of money. He gives him a mission. That is to chase away all business households on the street. and that street was the one where Max's shoe repair shop was located. Max agreed immediately. After all, the payee is not him. At that point, he did not do it and then blamed the gangster. Max was about to go back to untie the hoodlum, but the hoodlum soon escaped, waiting at the door. While the two of them were fighting, Max was not careful, using the heels of his high heels hit the thug's neck. The hoodlum died on the spot. Max panicked. Money also forgot to take it. He quickly ran away. Max had never done a big deal before. Spent a sleepless night. Early the next morning, after hesitating for a while, Max decided to confess to the police station. "Sir, I killed a 9-meter man with a pair of high heels." The police don't believe it. Max said, "If you don't believe it, then follow me. Just open the door." "Hey, where's the thug's body?" Max doubted returning to his shop. As soon as he opened the door, he saw the source of crime. What's going on? The shoes and the amount dropped at the crime site. Why did they spontaneously appear in his home? Max was very worried. He decided to bring this money back. But Jimmy saw that, then stopped him. Jimmy noticed. Recently, Max is very unusual. The store is not open, all day running miscellaneous. That year, before his father left, just like his current condition, Jimmy worried Max would do like his dad, determined not to let Max go. But Max was adamant. This money must be repaid. Max took the position of being the girlfriend of the gangster. On behalf of him, pay back this money. But the money has been taken and cannot be returned. The boss was extremely angry. She told a man to deal with Max. Max exchanged another pair of shoes, transformed into the form of a dead person. The gangsters were threatened to crash their car into the side of the road. Max went to the real estate agency, link up with them to fight off illegal property buyers and sellers. They went down to Mr. Solomon's house. He is the boss's most important goal. Max put on Mr. Solomon's shoes, then pretend to agree with the boss's plan. See her at the house to discuss. The boss went to Solomon's house. Now the real Solomon said, "The one who agrees with her is another. It has nothing to do with me." At this time, reporters from both sides rushed out. Evidence is clear. The boss has been arrested. This is the end. But Max's troubles were not over yet. One day, he was kidnapped by the enemy, but very quickly was stopped by another car. A light flashed. Then Max woke up at the barber shop. Turned out, the stories before that were just a dream. It is all a joke. The truth is, Jimmy took off his shoes, transformed into Max's lost father for years. That year, also because of this sewing machine, that he infuriated many enemies, so he changed his form constantly, take the position of a neighbor, to protect his wife and son. Before that, Max unfortunately killed the hoodlum. There is also a car blockage that just happened. All this was caused by him. Other people's shoes, no matter how beautiful they are, if they don't fit, they still can't compare with their own shoes.